Taylor, let's talk about advocating for a greater Cleveland. Something that Beju says very often is, we want to be a great region on a great lake. And, that's really our mantra. That's our fight song. And, I think a lot of exciting things have really been happening here in, Cleveland and greater Cleveland broadly. We have a new county executive, who's really put forward a strong and exciting vision for what Cuyahoga County can be, but also what a good partner it can be to the surrounding counties. There's so much opportunity with our lakefront, and it seems that, we've got our county governments as well as our municipal governments really excited about the prospect of what that can bring. And, working together is really the first step towards creating a more regional approach to economic development.
We are at an interesting moment in Cleveland's history. There is a desire to charge into a brighter future. If we can continue to harness the energy, the passion, and the desire of the greater Cleveland area to revive and rally our region, we could see a totally different Cleveland, as we've already begun to see. I moved to Cleveland in 2011, and the Cleveland of 2011 is far different than the great Cleveland that we continue to build here in 2023 and beyond. There's no reason in denying that we haven't had hard times here in Northeast Ohio. It's a reality. It would be a fool's errand to try to deny it. But on the flip side, what we have is also, again, I touched upon it a few moments ago, a resilient population that wants a brighter future. Look, we need all parties on board to have a better Cleveland. But as you and I both know, business needs to be one of the pillars of that to be successful.
And you hit the nail on the head, because advocacy is about leveraging our assets. And, regionally, I think, maybe we don't even talk enough about the great assets we have here, whether we're talking about the Cuyahoga River, whether we're talking about our lakefront, our major league teams. I mean, you can only count a few cities that have as impressive a landscape for sports and entertainment as Cleveland does. Yeah. You look at our amazing institutions of higher learning, whether that's our community colleges, whether that's our 4 years, but also, one that I love to talk about is NASA Glenn Research Center. And by the way, we have quite a few small businesses in our region that work directly with NASA Glenn and NASA facilities in other states to help facilitate our nation's mission to go back to the moon, to Mars, and beyond.
There's so many dynamic businesses here, and there's what's great too is you mentioned the higher ed and the institutions here. We have a lot of infrastructure in place, and admittedly a lot of infrastructure that's being underutilized right now. It's all about that collective lock in arms, and we're going to walk forward in unity to do this. And again, with our seat at the table as the Small Business Caucus, and it comes down to our willingness to converge divergent viewpoints and then synthesize them to our elected officials in such a way that they are able to use that information in a powerful and meaningful manner that builds for the future of Ohio and specifically greater Cleveland.
And, part of our role at GCP, at COSE, is to be a convener, right?
Yeah.
To bring people with all different perspectives together and say, folks, let's get to the table and let's find a solution.
I think it's really important that we spotlight the value that we have as well with the Port of Cleveland. It's easy to forget about what an important resource that is right here in downtown Cleveland. The Port of Cleveland is the busiest port. It's the first port of call on the Great Lakes. I forget the exact number, but it's somewhere between $27 and $30 million investment going in there right now. And the team is at the Port of Cleveland is making tremendous investments to bringing economic activity in and through our region, and that cascades tremendously. We are a gateway to Europe and to the world right through the St. Lawrence Seaway. So, we truly have assets, physical infrastructure that is of great value to global business. And we have to continue to lean into and leverage that. Fun fact, did you know that the state of Ohio is the largest exporter to Canada than any other country in the world? So Ohio exports more to Canada than any other country in the world does. So when you think about that, obviously there are neighbors to the north. So but when you think about going across those lines, we supply more to them than anywhere else. And so, we Canada's proximate, but we ship products out from Ohio everywhere in the world and truly have a global economic impact.